Two projects on the Hedera network have now teamed up, but who's the creator of one of those projects and how successful was his last business venture? A bunch of news organizations like Fox and CNN have fired their main hosts. Where will this leave the mainstream media? And the last thing, Coinbase is now on the attack suing the SEC. Make sure you guys tune in all the way to the end of this video to find out. Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Today's going to be Monday, April 24th. Please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. If you guys could, share my videos and share my channel with anyone. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can, and I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Right now, we've been kind of staying stagnant, kind of around 160 to 170 subscribers. A couple new ones are coming in and a couple old ones are leaving. At 200 subscribers, we're going to be doing a small giveaway. And then at 250 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway. It's going to be a little bit bigger. We're going to do Hbar tokens as well as XRP tokens. So once we get close to those subscriber counts, I'll be releasing details on those. The total market cap for all cryptocurrency right now is $1,152,000,000,000. This is a 0.01% increase on the day. Bitcoin right now is currently trading at $27,377, Ethereum $1,820, and XRP right now at 45.67 cents. Looking at our crypto bubbles, the biggest gainers and losers on the day. Biggest gainers on the day, Engine 11.6%, RNDR is going to be at 7.8%, and then CHZ is going to be at 4.1%. Cake's going to be down 18.1%. XRD is going to be down 5%, and then Float is going to be down 4.8%. Overall, though, we're kind of 50-50 green and red, just because we're just basically at a 0% price increase on the day. Getting into some news, though, this was really interesting. Justin Trudeau rewrites history by now saying he never forced anyone to get vaccinated. I'm going to leave the link for all of this, the videos, as well as anything that I talk about in the videos in the comment section. So if you guys would like to just click on that, copy and paste, you guys can view and watch. I'm not going to play any of these videos. For some reason, I still haven't been able to figure out how to get some of these videos to play. And then also, I'm not going to sit through 2 minutes and 32 seconds of your guys' time. But basically, in this video, he comes out and says that, the health and prosperity of Canada was at the utmost importance. They highly encourage people to get vaccines, and they also gave incentives for people, but he never once forced anyone to get a vaccine. But this is very contradictive of what happened with the Freedom Truckers. For those of you guys that don't know, it was a group of truckers that were basically told that if they don't get vaccinated, they're going to be losing their jobs. That's kind of like a forced, in my sense. As well as those individuals then went on protest, started blocking a lot of the roads, and then basically Canada basically went in and froze all of their bank accounts, and then anyone who was sending them money to basically function and live, because it was super cold outside and they needed to buy gasoline for their trucks to keep heated so they didn't freeze to death. Anyone that did send them money also, they would freeze their bank accounts also. So this was really funny. If you guys want to watch this, it's kind of hysterical. And the hypocrisy that's going on in our governments. Biden comes out and says there's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all of our children. And to me, this is completely wrong. As the president of the United States, each individual has their own child. Whether you agree or disagree, parents have the right to parent their own children. And when something goes wrong, it's on the parents of the children to take care of the situation. The government normally doesn't step in every single time somebody gets hurt on the playground or something like that. This is ridiculous for him to come out and say this. We've seen things that our federal government's trying to push on children as well as other countries. I'm not going to get into it right now on that because we're going to move forward with the video. But this is kind of ridiculous for him to say, and we have to protect our children. AOC comes out 24 hours before a bunch of news with a lot of the news organizations firing a lot of their broadcasting heads. AOC calls on the government to ban Tucker Carlson and other Fox hosts. Jen Pansky nods along. Wall Street Silver says, I guess AOC has more influence than we thought was possible. Tucker Carlson was fired within 24 hours of AOC's demands actions. Fox News fires their most popular show host. Tucker Carlson was arguably the biggest name in news organizations. He brought in way more viewers than any other host in the mainstream media right now. I'm sure that there were other individuals that did bring in more. But as of right now, for news media, Tucker Carlson was by far the biggest. Here's a long list of a bunch of things that went wrong today. Susan Rice, she was one of the top executives or board members that you could say, advisors, you would say, for President Biden. Basically, she was the fall person for the Afghanistan pullout that went wrong. She was basically let go. Some people say that she stepped down. Other people say Biden fired her. It's to be determined what's going to come out of that. BuzzFeed is dead. A lot of AI right now is being talked about for BuzzFeed. Vice News, possible next. CEO of MSNBC resigned. Don Lemon, CNN was fired today. Bonganino was fired from Fox. Carlson was fired from Fox. There's big shakeups in media. There's a lot of speculation and a lot of individuals that are talking to Elon Musk to basically come out with a competing platform to YouTube and basically come up with some news organizations and bring Tucker Carlson on. I'm undecisive if I agree with that, but I think Tucker Carlson's going to go places. And any news organization would be, uh, I guess, in the best mindset to have him. He's obviously going to bring big business wherever he goes. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Talks about the firing Tucker Carlson 5 days after he crossed the red line by acknowledging that the TV news networks pushed a deadly and ineffective vaccine to please their pharma advisors. Carlson's breathtakingly courageous April 19th monologue broke TV's two biggest rules. Tucker told the truth about how greedy pharma advertisements controlled news content and how he lambasted ambiguous newscasters for promoting jabs that they knew were lethal and worthless. For many years, Tucker Carlson has had the nation's biggest audience, averaging 3.5 million viewers, 10 times the size of CNN. Fox just demonstrating the terrifying power of big pharma. Somebody else comes out and says, I'm pretty sure that he cleared your interview beforehand, before he was on, and I'm just pretty sure that everything was edited and cleared by a Fox boss before it was aired. Robert F. Kennedy basically come out and said that it was live. I did watch it. It was very interesting for him to call out all those, uh, knowing what could have happened and now what did happen. But we need to take a stand as Americans. We need to talk about what's right with our country and what's wrong with our country and stand up for the things that are wrong. So great on Tucker Carlson, in my opinion. I don't care if you fall right or left. The thing is, we need to stand up for what is good for our country, and there's a bunch of things that have been going on that have not been, because we've been seeing what's going wrong with especially our banking institutions and stuff. Don Lemon came out and says that I was informed this morning by my agent that I had been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that some management would have had the decency to basically tell me directly. And he goes on with this, appreciates all of his colleagues and stuff like that. Don Lennon's statement from CNN says that it was wrong, it's inaccurate, and that he was actually offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. I think this is CNN trying to cover their tracks. I think this is complete BS. But in shocking news, Jim Cramer is still employed by CNBC. Completely wrong a lot of the times about what's going on and what's best for financial advice and what's going on in the financial markets. Basically, there's the inverse Cramer if you guys wanted to follow that. Basically, whatever Cramer talks about, do the opposite. Again, no financial advice, but a bunch of people are making money. I do not follow this. I don't listen to anything that's on here, or I don't listen to anything that Jim Cramer talks about. Getting into our Watcher Guru news, Zimbabwe to create a new digital currency backed by gold. There's a huge push right now that's been going on right now for a lot of countries, especially your smaller third world countries, to acknowledge a new type of currency, whether it's their own or a basically one world currency backed by gold. We'll see what happens with that in the near future. BRICS New Development Bank now offers loans in local currencies instead of US dollars. Again, there's been a huge push now to get rid of the US dollar. China's Chengdu city to pay state employees salaries in digital yen. We've been talking about how China's been talking about creating a digital yen that's basically controlled by their government. This is terrible. The CBDC that's controlled by the government is essentially bad. And there's a lot of issues that are going along with this. There's a bunch of people that say that you can put on the digital currency a tracker or a timestamp that basically gives an expiration date that individuals have to spend their paycheck within 5 years of receiving that paycheck. If they don't, then basically the government just seizes those assets and it's all digital. So you'd have no access to stopping that from happening. You can't store it under the mattress. You can't bury it in the backyard, or you can't sink it in a river and hopefully go find it later type of deal. Um, right here, this one was really interesting. Ethereum ICO participant executes transaction for the first time in 7.7 years. Ethereum ICO price was 31 cents. So this individual put $733, and then it came out to 4.36 million 2,825 days later, which makes out that 7.7 years. That's crazy. There's a lot of old wallets that have been popping up recently. We'll see eventually what happens with this, but I know that there was a huge push with digital currency back in the day. I mean, you could have bought Bitcoin in 2011 for a quarter, and then now it's well over 27,000. And then just a year and a half ago, it jumped up to $68,000 at its high. 19 new countries submit membership requests to join BRICS, challenging the U.S. dollar's global dominance. And we've talked about how by 2030, supposedly the BRICS nations will have more financial influence in the markets than the United States. Visa says that there has been an ambitious crypto project roadmap. Obviously, there's been ties to Visa for cryptocurrency. It's faster and a lot cheaper for payments and a lot more transparent. We'll see what happens with this, though, as they release more information. Like we were talking about, though, a lot of cold wallets are coming up. A dormant wallet holding 1,000 Bitcoin worth $27 million has been activated after 27 years. Elon Musk, since he created Twitter, now generates over $100,000 monthly just to his own bank account from his 24,700 subscribers. We're going to talk about this here in a second, but Coinbase sues the SEC seeking regulation clarity for crypto industry. And then Fox Corp loses $930 million in market capitalization after announcing Tucker Carlson is leaving the news network. There's a lot of advertisements wanted Tucker Carlson to be the head, and when a bunch of people advertise for a big name, and then when that individual leaves, doesn't matter if it's a sports team or whatever, the money follows that individual. So we'll see where Tucker Carlson goes and the money goes. Just shows how crazy AI is. On 60 Minutes, these robots right here, there's two of them, and they basically work together. And they were not told or taught or programmed how to play soccer, but they basically taught themselves. If you guys want to watch this video, it's really interesting to just see how crazy some of this is. They even go and come up with these moves. And watch this video right here really quick. So they just go right here and stop the ball and then leads them. I mean, if you're in play soccer, you kind of know that move, but to not be programmed and basically have that as a learned behavior, that's really interesting. If you guys want to, this week in Congress, from James K. Filan shows and shares Ron Hammond's stuff that's been going on. So you just click this and you guys can read what's going on. I'm not going to go through it. It's a lot. Hbar's ecosystem is constantly growing. There's a bunch of just partnerships and new platforms that are going on that you guys can go through. This just shows how bullish Hbar is. I know XRP is also bullish also on a lot of projects and banking institutions and stuff partnering, but just on the governing council alone, you guys see individuals like LG, IBM, Google, Chainlink Labs, T-Mobile, Boeing. There's just so many, and the list goes on and on. I mean, some of these are United States-based companies, and some of these are outside, especially in Europe. These companies are part of the ecosystem and going to obviously drive up the price if adoption happens on the ecosystem. Right here, though, this is the project that I was talking about. There's two partnerships that created with individuals. So Zoo Labs, or sorry, Zoops, sorry, not Zoo Labs, Zoops teams up with humans.ai. For those of you guys that don't know, Zoop's creator was actually the creator of Onlyfans. So his last project was very successful. He was the owner and CEO up until 2021, I believe, is what I read. And obviously, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's a lot of bullish news that's going on. If you guys click this right here, you guys can see Zoops teams up with humans.ai to translate celebrity talk into new languages for fans worldwide. You got individuals here. So obviously they don't have anyone going on like big names that are well known to new basketball, but Baron Davis, for those of you guys that don't know, is a little bit older. He's one of the partners with the project. Obviously, they're going to try to get big names like LeBron James or Curry and stuff like that. But I don't know if Curry is going to team up with stuff because of FTX scandal and stuff like that. But if these individuals start getting partners and stuff like that, that's huge bullish news. Again, OnlyFans was very successful, and I can see that this being very successful. I'm not currently invested and probably won't be, but again, do your guys' own research on that because you guys could make some decent money. John Deaton came out and said and asked for people on the 22nd if they can find any videos of Gensler discussing algo. This guy, Crypto Council, has 3 videos. If you guys click here, you guys can see these links. But basically, this is just him when he was teaching at MIT, and these words are highlighted right here. And this is where he talks about Algorand in the 3 videos. Again, he was shilling algo for quite some time. And then with the Bittrex lawsuit, he did name Algo as one of the coins that were labeled as securities. Crypto Mason comes out and says leading XRP wallet Exum just enabled 1 million plus stores to offer seamless, secure payments on the XRP ledger. This is amazing. And he gives the 2 individuals here, XM Wallet and Wheats Wind. For those of you guys that don't know, with this though, there's capabilities of any type of CBDC on the project, basically having and transferring the payment. So if I wanted to pay with Bitcoin, it goes from Bitcoin to XRP and then to whatever currency the store or individual wants to take in. And then this can also go with any other like CBDC. So if I wanted to go with the digital USDC and change it in and sell it to somebody in China for the digital yen, this is what can happen with this wallet right here. So this is just more bullish news of what's going on. Mr. Huber comes out and points out that there's an unfaithful allegiance to the law. This is what Judge Netburn comes out and says is just a nice way to call out the criminal actions of our criminal government organization, which is the SEC. I'm pretty sure that if a private companies or individuals were doing the things that were unfaithful allegiance to the law, it would be called criminal. And we wanted to totally agree and highlight this because we're almost coming up on another year of this lawsuit. Hopefully, we're going to see some clarity coming out. But again, this is just ridiculous. It's over 2.5 years that this lawsuit's been going on. So only time's going to tell when it is going to end. Coinbase comes out and says that the community is clearly fired up about sensible crypto policy. Here's how to contribute to the support. You guys can mint a stand with crypto commemorative NFTs, add a shield emoji next to your Twitter display name. If you guys choose to do this, you can. I'm kind of undecided if I'm going to, but I do agree that a lot of the crypto community needs to come together. But it's crazy that Coinbase and their CEO waited till they got sued to start taking a stand and not helping defend Ripple when they could have helped impact the cryptocurrency regulation way sooner, especially knowing that XRP was listed on their cryptocurrency exchange. Jeremy Hogan comes out and agrees with Paul Grewal. So he is the chief legal officer at Coinbase. Hogan says the best defense is a good offense. Coinbase versus the SEC. Apparently, Coinbase wasn't going to just sit around and wait for the inevitable lawsuit from the SEC. So for those of you guys that don't know or just brand new to the crypto or brand new to my channel, Coinbase did receive a Wells notice, which is basically like, hey, here's a letter that says that you guys are probably doing something wrong, just letting you know, hurry up and fix it, but we're not going to tell you what it is. And if you don't fix it in time, we're going to sue you. So Coinbase came out and did this. So in this, if you guys clicked right here, you guys would say and see this whole thread right here. So Paul Grewal comes out and says, today we filed a narrow action in the U.S. Circuit Court to compel the SEC to respond yes or no to a rulemaking petition we filed with them last July, asking them to provide regulatory guidance for crypto industry. The SEC is required by law to respond to petitions within a reasonable time, but they have not yet responded to our petition from last July, which was filed our action in court today on 2/4. It's obvious that there is a lack of clarity among our regulators regarding crypto, as even the chair of the SEC has declined to say which crypto assets are securities. And this video comes out and says that Ethereum, he doesn't know if it's considered a security or a commodity, because supposedly there's 1,200 tokens of Ethereum, and there's not. There's one Ethereum token, and then there's other tokens on the network of Ethereum. Last thing Rule says is the crypto industry and its users need clear laws and rules to follow that are built for technology. Enforcement actions based in implicable security laws aren't the answer. And I totally agree with this. There's a lot of tech companies right now that want to not break laws. They want to follow rules and regulations and guidance because they want to succeed here in the United States. They don't want to go overseas. A lot of these individuals that are in the United States or in tech that will have to move overseas will either have to leave their families to go over there or bring their families with them to basically allow their business models to grow and see entrepreneurship grow outside of the United States. We see our federal government talk about how small businesses are the bread and butter of our financial markets. And obviously, if we don't allow tech companies to thrive, we are obviously not allowing these small businesses to succeed because obviously these big banks don't want cryptocurrency to succeed because it will go into their pocketbooks. Eleanor Charette comes out and says, here's the official Coinbase petition. If you guys want to, it's right here. You guys can read through it. And the last thing that I want to talk about again is appreciating you guys for tuning into my channel as much as you guys can. Again, I am going to be doing a giveaway. So at 200 subscribers, we're going to do an Hbar giveaway. And then at 250 subscribers, we're going to be doing a XRP giveaway. I'm going to choose a couple of winners for each, though. So it's not just going to be one individual receiving it. So it's going to give a little bit more people to get some sort of tokens and for supporting my channel. Again, I don't make any money. I just do this out of my own pocketbook. It's not a lot of cryptocurrency, but it just shows like my small support that I can give back to you guys. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please put them down in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel, and if you guys can invest with the big dog, stay on the porch. Thank you guys and have a good one.